Dear Minister, dear Radman, kedves Radman, dragi Radman, I'm very happy to be here in Zagreb. It's a visit that is not only always very important, but this is the moment which is of crucial importance to visit Zagreb. For at least two reasons. First of all, we have discussed, of course, the present situation about Russia's war in Ukraine, where, of course, we see the news flowing for almost 2 months now. And we agreed, I think, that this war must end now. And we should put an end to any further human casualties. And I want to thank, on behalf of the Commission, Croatia for all the efforts Croatia is showing and all the help they are mobilizing in welcoming also refugees from Ukraine. And of course, Croatia is not alone in this heavy task, and the Commission is there to help also Croatia when it comes to these tasks. Because our friends and partners in the Western Balkans and Moldova, Georgia, we all feel the pressure we are under because of this war, because it affects all of us, it affects our families, it affects our security, it affects the stability of our region as well. So I think that we have been energized, I think, by this war. But maybe it would be best to use this dynamism for better purposes, instead of trying to find solutions for a crisis created by someone else. We need, of course, unity. We need all the governments in the EU working together to overcome all the burden created by this war, all the burden put on us Europeans as well. Of course, when you are in Zagreb, you are at the doorstep of the Western Balkans. So you cannot come to Zagreb without talking about the Western Balkans. And that was the other big topic that we have touched upon, also with the Prime Minister. And I think when somebody wants to understand the Western Balkans, there are some capitals you have to come to understand it. Zagreb is, of course, one of them. And this is why I think it was very important to touch base now with our Croatian friends, how they see the impact of this war on the Western Balkans, and how we see the progress of our enlargement policy towards the Western Balkans. And I think that we have agreed on the main elements. We need to do even more in the Western Balkans to speed up the enlargement. We need to deliver on decisions we can do, meaning having the first intergovernmental conferences with both North Macedonia and Albania still under the French presidency, so in June this year. We have agreed that we have to work also for the other countries in the region to come much faster, much closer to the European Union, and to become members as fast as we can, create these opportunities for them. Of course, when you are in talks with Croatian authorities about the Western Balkans, you cannot but have an extensive discussion on Bosnia and Herzegovina. And we have shared our assessments, we have shared our views on the developments, and to be honest, unfortunately, this part of the discussion was not very, I wouldn't say happy, but it was a tense topic to discuss. Because we have seen, and I think we agree with Gordan, that we have lost at least one of the crucial years in the life of Bosnia and Herzegovina. 2021 could have been and should have been the year to get things right for the future of Bosnia and Herzegovina. And that was the year where no elections were foreseen. That was the year when progress on constitutional reforms could have been agreed and implemented. And we have missed it. And the repercussions we already see. And we have seen, unfortunately, again, I think we have agreed, we have seen no progress on the 14 priorities leading Bosnia and Herzegovina to become a candidate country of the European Union. Because we have to have full delivery of all the 14 key priorities to be able to welcome Bosnia and Herzegovina as a candidate country. And of course, needless to say, that in this international context that we are in, it is ever more important to have peace, stability in Bosnia and Herzegovina, and to have a much more constructive internal climate in the country to address the main challenges ahead of the country. We have seen, unfortunately, very little progress on this. We have seen, of course, engagement by Bosnia and Herzegovina when it comes to our common and foreign security policy vis-à-vis the Russian war in Ukraine. And we welcome that, and that is a very important contribution by Bosnia and Herzegovina. But we have seen no progress on the internal aspects of all these reforms. And this is why it's a major disappointment that we have not been able to see agreement on the constitutional and the electoral reforms. But now, due to the requirements also under the constitution of Bosnia and Herzegovina, we will have to have elections in October. But we have to ensure, together with our Bosnian friends, that these elections are free, these elections are fair, and that these elections will lead us to an equal representation of all three constitutive peoples. Because this is the key to any long-term stability of the country and any long-term functionality of all the institutions of the country. Because we need everybody to be part of all the political processes. This is why boycotts or non-recognition of election results will lead us nowhere. We need the participation of everyone, and we need the representation of everyone in Bosnia and Herzegovina to be able for the country to move ahead. Because, as I mentioned when I visited the last time Bosnia and Herzegovina, we want to see a Bosnia and Herzegovina that is secure, that is stable, and that is prosperous. But without the basics of the institutions working, it is very hard to imagine how this can be delivered. So we do hope that we will have free, fair, inclusive elections, again leading to equal representation, and from there on we can work with Bosnia and Herzegovina to speed up its reform agenda when it comes to becoming a candidate country. Thank you.